Hello and welcome to this week's vlog. It's Monday, first day of my 3 weeks off. I'm so excited. I've literally spent this morning in bed watching football, but I literally got up, got my toast, came back to bed, had my drink, had my breakfast. That was it. I didn't leave my bed. It was so nice. While sat in bed though, I did read another 90 pages of Lock Every Door. I will easily have this finished today. What do I think so far? I'm enjoying it. It's going the way I kind of thought it would, but there are a couple of twists. Like most Riley Sagar books, well, the ones that I've read, there are some red herrings that I think are obvious, but there are possibilities that they could turn into not red herrings, if that makes sense. It is a strong 4 stars at the moment. Being totally honest, I already know the ending, well, not the ending of this book, I kind of know what the big bad is. And knowing that, there are some signs that lead up to it. However, even if I didn't know what the big bad was, I could still see them signs leading up to it, if that makes sense. So yeah, we'll have this finished today. What is the rest of my plans for this week? Well, like I said in last week's vlog, I will be reading BTS's new book as well, Beyond the Story. This is 496 pages long, but there are 7 chapters, because obviously there's 7 members. So my plan is to read a chapter a day, spread over the week. Being honest, these are not my ultimate K-pop group, that is Stray Kids for males, females, Blackpink and Twice, share that anyway. So yeah, so I am looking forward to reading this one. Obviously BTS are the biggest K-pop band out there. They didn't get me into K-pop, that was Blackpink and Twice, but I have got into them more over the years. I've been using TikTok because I've seen more of their personalities in the background and stuff, and I have begun to enjoy their music a lot more. So yeah, I was quite looking forward to getting this, and like I said last week's vlog, Ada and a partner kindly bought me this for my birthday. So yeah, 7 chapters. The plan is to read a chapter a day. Let's see if that happens. This is me. I may end up just reading it all in 1 day or 2 days. Who knows? But the other book I want to read this week is, well, finish, is Our Lady of Mysterious Ailments by T.L. Huchu. I started this in Easter and haven't gone past 10% since. But I still remember the 10% I've read. Now, the reason I want to read this is, I've got the first 2 books in this series from Goldsborough, so they have these beautiful sprayed edges. The third one is out on the 27th, which is Thursday. I haven't pre-ordered it because I hadn't read this one, but my thinking is if I can read this week, if I do enjoy it, I can just buy it outright from Goldsborough, and not have to wade through posts that will probably try and bump up the price by double or triple. I have checked, it's still in stock, so if I have this finished by Saturday, I can then order the book and get it. But yeah, so that's the plan for this week. If I manage to read all 3 books and have time to read another one, I'll be very happy. I am currently on 5 books read this month. I had to look at my stack then. These 3 would take it up to 8. And me being me, I would probably feel like, oh, let's see if I can fit like another 2 books in before the end of next Monday. And make it a 10 book month. I don't plan on doing that, but this is me. It'll probably end up happening. Yeah. If that happens, it will be my best reading month, and actually shows that having a TBR doesn't always work for me at times. But I have realised I tend to have these like periods of not reading. There is a name, I can't think of it. Reading slump, oh my god. The cold's still here, as you can tell. So yeah, I tend to always have periods of reading slumps like during June that last normally until September, and then I'm good September, October, halfway through November with TBR. Then after that I have another reading slump, or I don't want to read any of the books in my TBR. So I'm thinking I may do like next year like a TBR month, a mood read, TBR, mood read. I don't know yet. I need to listen to my reading and my voice inside at times and go with the flow. But anyway, yeah, I will update you when I finish Lock Every Door, and then which one I decided to start reading. Most likely going to be this one, not going to lie. Quarter 3, just finished Lock Every Door, 4 stars. Obviously I knew kind of what the big bad was, so that wasn't a surprise. What was a surprise was how quickly and openly they admitted to everything. I know that's because they thought that character wasn't going to survive, but seeing as she'd got further than anyone else kind of had, and she had connections, it wasn't guaranteed that she wasn't going to survive. So yeah, they were a bit stupid for that. And I'm not gonna lie, the last little bit kind of did feel like a bit of a letdown. I wanted to know what happened to that character that'd been missing. Trying not to spoil anything. Yeah, I wanted to know what happened to that character that'd been missing, and I wanted it. It just felt a bit too open for me. I'd have liked a bit more resolution. So yeah, 4 stars. But it's, yeah, still an author by author. So next I am going to read the first chapter of BTS, which is called Soul. So I think it's how they kind of like, basically it's them talking about how they got to where they are, basically. Yeah, it's only, because it tells you how many pages it is till each bit. Can I just say them pictures as well? Like, ugh. I haven't opened the photo cards yet, but I want like a safe place for them, but I'm just like, ugh. Not gonna lie, they're nice looking, although Stray Kids have my, yeah. Yeah, so it's only like 45 pages for like the first section, which is that. So I might read chapter 3, because that's that many pages. Yes, I've put bookmarks in between so I know what I need to read each day, but I'm not pushing to finish this anytime soon. This is my all week. So yeah, I'm gonna go read my pages for this, and then I think I'm gonna hope to read at least 10 to 15% of this today as well. 10% is like the 40 page, well, it's like 37 pages. So realistically, 15% is easily done, but let's see how I carry on through the day with this cold, because I'm having to force myself to eat, because I really don't want to eat, but I need to keep the immune system up and the body working. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go read my chapters, and then this I'll update you probably tomorrow or sometime today if I remember. Hello, Monday evening update. It's 8:45. I'm going to go to bed because I'm up at 3 in the morning to watch the next World Cup game. I'm off work, let me do what I do. If I speak a bit loud or weirdly, it's because this area is now blocked, while this nostril is blocked. The cold's not gone away. But I have read my 1 chapter of Beyond the Story. I didn't realise that actually was one of the names what BTS stood for, was Beyond the Story, until I read this. And I can't remember what the other name was, but the first chapter, it was quite good to see how they all kind of joined the agency from their own perspective and things, so that was quite good, and how they built their little group. And it's obviously it's not just BTS who wrote this, there is a journalist, I can't quite remember his name, it's really bad, I'll pop it here, but I quite like his little bits and stuff, because while it's the boys, well, the gentlemen saying it from their point of view, like what happened and stuff, it's his little tidbits and this is what was happening outside and stuff. So yeah, it's quite good. So like I said, 1 chapter down. I could have read more than 1, but I'm sticking to a chapter a day at the moment. And I've read some more of Our Lady of Mysterious Ailments. I'm now 32% of the way through. It's a 3-star, 3.5 star, which is what I gave the first book. So if it carries on, I will buy the third book, even though it's £30 including shipping. Just to carry on the series, because I do it with other series that are 3 stars, so I may as well carry on with this one. Because it's been so long since I read the first one, I am kind of having to look up spoilers for the first book to remind myself of who characters are. That's my own fault, no one else's. But yeah, now 32% of the way through, and that was 80 pages, sorry. So if I read 80 pages a day, I'll get through this in the week. So I should have this done by Friday if I read 80 pages a day, or read 80 pages a day, and then this done by Sunday. So 2 books in a week, I'll be happy. But this is me, knowing me, I will end up reading more than a chapter a day, and potentially more than 80 pages a day. So yeah, but I'm gonna go to bed so I can be up at 3. Hi, Friday evening. It's been a while since I updated you. Yeah, so starting with the BTS book, I stuck to my 1 chapter a day, so I have 2 chapters left. 62% of the way through. I'm loving it. It's seeing this band being built through their eyes, and the reasoning behind their songs, and I have to say, the reporter's side of it, where he's reporting what's going on in K-pop in the past and in the future, what's happened that time, and all the intricacies. I'm really enjoying that. It's called Myung-suk Kang. I'll put the name here. If I destroyed that, I really apologise. But I'm liking that. I'm liking his input with, I'll just say the boys, BTS's input of how they were feeling and what was going on. And I've heard a lot of the 2008 saga where they nearly disbanded, and that was the last chapter I read. And reading how that nearly happened, and you get it, even though I'm not a K-pop idol, but I get it, and I get the struggles, and it's like, yeah, they've got all this fame, but they have the exact same anxieties and feelings as anyone else. They were just really lucky to put together and to have this massive life, this massive career. So yeah, really looking forward to finishing this. We'll still be doing my 1 chapter a day. I could finish this tomorrow because, surprisingly for me, I finished Our Lady of Mysterious Ailments tonight. Not gonna lie, struggled to get to 30%. And I hadn't read this for a few days, and then today I just sat here, no sprints or anything, I just read. And I just couldn't stop reading. And next thing I know, it's 10:20 and I finished it. Thoroughly enjoyed it once I got past that 30%. Thoroughly enjoyed this book. You are building on this world, building on the fractions between Scotland and England and the different types of magic and astral things. And the main story was quite good. It's 4 stars, which is half a star more than the first book. However, it lost a star because some of the newly introduced magic was just, here's dark magic. We'll mention it a few times. We're not going to expand, we'll mention it, and that's it. And the way it got wrapped up quite quickly within like 70, 80 pages, too quick for me. It was almost like you meant to realise that this name had been mentioned, and I was just like going, have we read this name before? I've read this place, but have we read this name? and misleading. So Our Lady of Mysterious Elements is basically like a hospital where you go to be cured, or to basically a hospital. You don't spend much time there apart from 3 or 4 instances for like a chapter. That's it. So bit of a misleading title, but yeah. So I will be buying the third book. Won't buying it today or this month, like I said I would. Because Jonas Brothers are coming to the UK next year and I want to try and get tickets because I didn't get tickets to Taylor. So I'm hoping this will heal my little broken heart over that. But yeah, book 40 of the year done, so now I've done with this. I can just concentrate on BTS. However, tomorrow, I don't think I'll have time to read both chapters. Well, I say I don't plan to finish both chapters because I'm going to see Barbie the movie for the second time with friends, and I'm so excited. I loved it the first time, and if you haven't seen it, please go see it. I love this movie. And go for a meal afterwards. So I'll probably only read my one chapter, which I think is about 100 pages long. But let me see. There is I think it's 100 on it. Yeah. Or it's not 100, it's like 70 something. So potentially I could read both chapters. Because I read my chapter today while having a match on in the background. So yeah, don't plan on finishing tomorrow, but don't be surprised if I come back and say I have finished tomorrow. But then that will leave me 2 days, not 2 days, technically 3 days to read the book if I so wish, and I do. And as you can probably tell, I'm going to say I'm in the mood for a thriller, which I have many on my shelves. And then I went shopping without a list to Asda. And I realised that an author I've read before has brought out that I really enjoy, and I still enjoy, has brought out another book that I wasn't aware of. Apparently this came out in 2020, according to Goodreads. But this is 2023, so for me it's new. Yeah, so I might read this. But then I have lots more on my shelves that I could read as well. So, yeah. Definitely going to be now looking more onto Goodreads and see what else Katarina's released that I've forgotten about. Or not realised. But anyway, yes, I'm going to go. So I will update tomorrow with how far I get with this. Don't be surprised with me saying I finished. And if I start the book tomorrow, if I leave it till Sunday. This vlog will go into the Monday just because Monday's 31st July and I want to kind of finish July in one vlog. But tomorrow I need to film my TBR for August, which is very small. But could get big because of my beard reading. So yeah, I'll go stop waffling and I'll update you tomorrow. Hello, Saturday evening. I've just finished Beyond the Story. I really enjoyed this book, 5 stars. It generally is what it says on the back, which is written over 3 years of in-depth coverage and interviews with Myung-Suk Khan. BTS shares personal behind-the-scenes stories of their journey so far. And it generally is their journey through their eyes and how they felt and different things that happened and how they worked through things and how they create songs. And I don't know all their discography. I think I've like about 10 or 11 of their songs. But even these songs that I know and I quite enjoy, it was like I didn't realise that was what it was like one of those where I didn't know that was what he wrote it for, and feeling their love for their fans through this and how they never once thought, yeah, that sales were at the top and it's always what can we do better? What's the next goal? What's the next target? And working on themselves as well. It's one thing I will say, I hate the fact they're so pale in this cover. They're not that pale in real life. Obviously I've never met them, but when you see them unedited, they're not this pale, but it's something that happens to a lot of K-pop bands, but yeah, book 41 of the year done, and I'm still in the reading mood. It is only nearly 20 to 9, so I'm going to read a book that I called last year that I'm hoping will be the start to another series added to my TBR list. Well, my ever-ending series, I should say, and that is Streets of Darkness by A.A. Dand. Now, this is a Bradford author, and his books are based in Bradford, and I believe in this one, it's a crime thriller book. The first body, spoiler alert, is found in Waterstones. So here we go. A body has been found, and it's not just anybody. Detective Harriet Verdi has been suspended from work just as the biggest case of the year lands on what would have been his desk. But he can't keep himself away. Determined to restore his reputation, Harriet is forced to take to the shadows in search of notorious ex-convict, prime suspect Lucas Dwight. But as this murder threatens to tip an already unstable city into full-scale riot mode, Harry finds his preconceptions turned on their heads, as he found out what it's like to be on the other side of the law. This is a start of a series, so I'm hoping I enjoy it and I can add it to my list. And it's a local author, it's based in Bradford. I would love to read a series based in Bradford. So yeah, it is 400 pages. Nope, that's Girl Zero, the second book, Michelle. It's 404 pages long. So no way am I finishing it tonight. If I can finish it tomorrow, great. If not, I'll finish it Monday. But yeah, so I'm going to go and start this, and I will update you tomorrow with where I get to with it. Hi, 3:30 Sunday. I didn't expect to spend today at home, but let's just say not feeling too well. So I did spend the day reading at home. And I've just finished Street of Darkness by A.A. Dand. 5 stars. That's how you kick off a series with a morally grey main character, with morally grey side characters who characters that are well developed within 404 pages. I feel like I know, like the main characters, I feel like I know a lot about them in a short space of time. The plot, wow, it was fast paced. It had to be, it all happened within 48 hours, I want to say. It was fast paced. It didn't feel too fast paced, which is quite good. It wasn't jumping over loops like hoops or anything. It was just a good start to a series. I haven't updated my series list in a while, but this series is definitely going on there. And when I do my big book haul at the end of the year, the rest of this series is getting bought. Like I said yesterday, this is based in Bradford, a town that I've grown up in. They mention places that I know about. They mention streets. They mention the Bradford riots, which is something that a lot, if you grow up in Bradford, you know about. So it felt like I was reading it about home, which is quite good. Yeah, I did say that I thought there was a death in here from Waterstones. It isn't in this one, it's in one of the newer release ones, I realised. But one of the places where, the place where the first body is found, which is Bradford Grammar School, I know very well because I went to secondary school just down the road from there. And in sixth form, we walked past there to get to the Greggs and Sub Waitland because sixth forms were the only ones outside of school and in school hours. So yeah, but like I said, places were mentioned that I knew about. He very much captures the feeling of the city at the time like this was written. Like he mentions about Bradford City Centre being called the hole in the ground because before the Broadway Centre was built, because of like the market crash and stuff, a massive section of the city was knocked down, destroyed, ready to build this amazing shopping centre. and for like 10 years I want to say there was nothing there. It was just a hole in the ground. So you can tell it's written from by someone who's grown up here, who knows the city's feelings very well. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I said, we'll definitely be buying the rest of this series. I didn't realise this was book 42 of the year though. I thought it was book 41, but it's book 42 after checking Goodreads. Impressed. So I am going to start another book today. I am not planning on finishing this book today, however, it is part of a series that I thoroughly enjoy and again find quite fast paced and normally can read quite quickly, but I'm not planning on because I still feel like crap. And that book is The Shadows of Men by Abir Mukherjee. This is book 4 in the Wyndham and Banerjee series. It's a series of books set in 1920s India when the British rule is, you can tell there's fractions and there's tension and it's becoming looser. Luckily I can read a synopsis for this one because while it's part of a series, each book can be read as a standalone and nothing from the synopsis of any of the books actually spoils anything from the other books, which I love. Calcutta, 1923. When a Hindu theologian is found murdered in his home, the city is on the brink of an all-out religious war. Can officers of the Imperial Police Force, Captain Sam Wyndham and Sergeant Surendranath Banerjee, track down those responsible in time to stop a bloodbath? Beginning in atmospheric Calcutta and taking the detectives all the way to the bustling Bombay, this 5th instalment in the Wyndham Banerjee series begs the question, will this be the case that finally drives them apart? So it's 5th in the series, 4th. Why did I think it was 4th? I don't know why I thought it was 4th, I've read all 4 of them. So I love this series, and due to my reading slump last year, I didn't end up reading this book, and I've been putting it off. And I don't want to, I just want to keep reading. So yeah, it's 336 pages long, I believe. Sorry, 334 pages long. Hello, it's 9:45 on Sunday. Please ignore tissue. I had a spot and yeah. So do you remember that nap I said I'm going for? Turned into 3 hours. So I haven't finished The Shadows of Men. I'm 20% of the way through, thoroughly enjoying it. I'm loving the fact we're getting both POVs in this, like you're getting Sam's and Surendranath's. I'm loving that. They're both in first POV, so you're getting to see how each of them are dealing with this scenario and how they're both trying to basically clear Surendranath's name. And find out who actually killed this theologian. That was a big spoiler, however, you're told that Sam's accused this murder within like the first 2 chapters, so not really that big a spoiler. Yeah, I will have this finished by tomorrow. There is no doubt about it, this will be my book 10 for July. But yeah, I'm quite proud of myself that I haven't pushed myself to read more. I've kind of been reading in like 40-page like blocks. I'm currently on page 79, so I'm thinking I'll do that tomorrow or something else, like maybe do like 50-page blocks and I can do something else. It depends totally on how I feel, if I'm honest. But yeah, is it really bad that I've also spent some of today thinking about my reading goals for next year? And it's only the end of July. Yes. And I'm also thinking of that big shopping trip of mine at the end of the year from all them, yeah. If you aren't aware, this year I've kind of said to me, I want to save £2 for every book I read. So if I do read 60 books this year, I'll have £120 at the end of the year to go shopping in Waterstones. And Waterstones seem to have this thing between Boxing Day and the 28th where they do a half price sale on practically every hardback. So me being me, I'm like £120 on hardbacks. That's not 6 books, that'll be 12. But also whatever points I have on my, like whatever money I have my Waterstones card, I'll have that as well. And I think when I last checked, with all my pre-orders and like double points and or triple points in some cases, I should have nearly £50 on there, because I have £7, I have £17.2 on there at the moment, and probably out of myself on how much I've got pre-orders coming up. I should be able to get the 40 mark on there. So it's £160, and obviously if I read more than £60, then that's more money. And I also tend to get Waterstones vouchers from family. So yeah, I'm so looking forward to it. But yes, I've kind of been doing that instead of reading, which I think I need. So yeah, but I'm going to go because I'm shattered. I'll be up about 7:30 tomorrow, so even though I'm off, I want to watch the Rugby World Cup, the Women's Football World Cup, so might be able to get a few pages in before the first match at 8, although it's 2 at 8, but you're not here for football. So yeah, I'm gonna go, and I will update you, I'll say tomorrow lunch with where I am with this, and then when I finish it. Hi, it's 9:10 at night, so much from me updating you at lunchtime. But I have just finished The Shadows of Men, 5 stars, and that the ending nearly broke my heart. I love Abia's work. I do. I love this series. It transports you to a time and destination where I wasn't alive. I've never been to India, but I feel like I am in India in 1920s during the beginning of India's revolution, getting away from the British Empire. I love it. The contrast of opinions between the different characters, and seeing Sam become a more well-rounded person and feeling more and more comfortable in India and calling it his home. And then the opposite side, you have Surendran, who's realising that what he's been working for and this empire isn't isn't the dream he's had, and he's realising he should do certain things to live his own life, and the way they work together, and the way Anna is now a central third in this little group. I did originally want Annie and Sam together, not gonna lie. I don't want them anymore. I need Sam to realise that that's not gonna happen and just be like a protected brother to her. But yeah, and it's the fact that these side characters are coming back, and Dawson's back, and I didn't kind of expect that with him, but I'm glad he's back. Yeah, 5 stars. But that's my last book of July. Done. I read 10 books this month. I read 5 books this week. Admittedly, if I hadn't have had my week off work, I wouldn't have read that much. But that's what I plan to read each month at the beginning of this year. That's a lot of pages, and not one of these books is like below 4 star. That's what's shocking to me. Like, I'm going through like each month as I read, and when I get to the end of the month, any books like 3 star below, I'm not putting on my shelves behind me that to say I've read them. They go in a separate pile, and I'm literally getting ready to take them to Oxfam. That's not going to happen with any of these, which I'm quite surprised by, but I'm quite glad by as well. But it does mean now I have to go through my TBR jar and find the 10 slips paper for the month. But a good way to finish July, and as I kept saying, but I will say it one final time in this video, in my wrap up, final time in this vlog, movie reading has been the best thing for me this month, and I can't wait to see what next month brings. But I will wrap up this vlog here because I need to finish editing my TBR video. That will go up tomorrow, and then start editing this vlog, and then plan my wrap up. But that can be done tomorrow. But saying all that, I'm not going to do that tonight. I'm going to do all that tomorrow. Gonna wrap this vlog up here. Until the next video. Bye.